Hey, hello. Welcome back. I am Rox, and I am here with Homecoming to talk about the Mario Galaxy movie since we both saw it on opening day. Or, well, for me, it would be opening night. But anyway, Homecoming, introduce yourself again, even though you've been on this channel several times at this point.
Yeah, this is Big Green over. We got a podcast in the works, and we're just calling for a little bit of support here. This is Big L. This is,
Just to start things off, this will be a spoiler-heavy video. So, if you guys haven't seen the movie yet, then I suggest you click off right now. Maybe, drop a subscribe, and a like, and all that stuff. Just to be nice. But if you don't want to do that, I get it. I understand.
Yep.
But if you don't want spoilers, leave now. But if you don't care, or if you already saw the movie, then stick around to hear our opinions.
Yes, because I have many opinions on a movie that claims to be Mario Galaxy, yet doesn't adapt Super Mario Galaxy to a T. My childhood is ruined. The game Thanos disintegrated out of my hands. I went home and held my copy of Super Mario Galaxy, and Mario went, "Oh, I don't feel so good," and then the game just vanished. We should act like this movie ruins the legacy of Mario Galaxy, and this game just. I had fun.
In those regards, I low-key kind of understand where people are coming from, because Mario Galaxy is arguably the mainline Mario game with, the most story, which isn't really saying much, seeing as how, Mario games in general don't really have much in the way of a story unless it's an RPG. But, the Galaxy games, specifically Galaxy 1, was, one of the mainline Mario games that actually attempted to have something resembling a story. Okay, besides Sunshine, I guess, but my point still stands.
I get what you're saying, because Galaxy, if Galaxy's story wasn't so beloved, they wouldn't have reprinted that and made a physical copy of Rosalina's storybook. And from what I've seen, there is a little picture from the inside of the storybook on the amiibo. They know. And then, speaking of which, also, pre-orders have already gone up for the collector's editions of the movies, the 4K, the Blu-rays, and the steelbook of this movie, once again, is Rosalina's storybook.
Wait, hang on, it's already up now? Wait, how long does it typically take for these to go up? Because the movie literally just came out not even a week ago.
A lot of the pre-orders, it depends on what kind of movie it is. If it's a really big budget movie, so say like a Barbie, a Minecraft, a Mario, where companies know that people are going to buy this movie, they will put up pre-orders on a DVD version of the movie, usually around opening day, but it's really a case-by-case basis. But yes, there is going to be 2 collector's editions of this movie. There's the Steelbook of Rosalina's storybook, which is a massive improvement from the first movie, where it was just a mushroom. Not even the shape of a mushroom. It was a Mario mushroom on a black steelbook and nothing else. And it was very underwhelming. And
that's lame.
Oh, it was very lame. I owned it, and then I sold it. I owned it for a little while, and I'm like, I'm just going to buy a regular Blu-ray. And then the other one is a collector's edition, where you can put the DVD in a bonus case that comes with the movie, which is, of course, Yoshi's Egg, which I know we'll probably go all over, because let's be honest, this movie as much fun as I had with it. This movie is all over the place. It feels like it's bouncing from thing to thing to thing. I will say that Yoshi, they did good with Yoshi. Yoshi was funny, Yoshi was cute, Yoshi was endearing. Like,
oh yeah, this movie is Yoshi is very adorable. I'd say, like, plot-wise, the movie, I kind of agree. The movie's kind of light on plot. It's more or less what you'd expect. It's more action than it is actual story. So I kind of get why people are just like, oh, it's a terrible movie. Because, well, it is kind of just references the movie. But what did you think about the movie?
So when I first sat down in the movie, I did roll my eyes a little bit. And I'll get into this later, but I rolled my eyes at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, it starts adorable, you know, Rosalina doing what she does best, which is being a mom. Now, I don't know how Rosalina, like, we'll get into the big plot twist later, but she has, you know, the story of her life in storybook form, which I assume she made. But she also has the plot of the first movie in a story. Yeah, and the Lumos were like, oh man, what about the part where Mario fought Donkey Kong? And I was like, are none of you going to talk about the Mario Kart sequence that was like the best part of the first movie? Like, and then the little Luma with the pacifier rolls up. And did you notice what that Luma said? Because it did make me point at the screen for the first time.
He's hooked on the brothers.
Yeah, he said hooked on the brothers. He said hooked on the brothers, which means that baby Luma's favorite thing. That Luma probably listens to the Super Mario Bros. Super Show as its lullaby before it goes to sleep at night. Like,
probably. That would not surprise me.
That Luma, when that Luma grows up, that Luma's gonna love YouTube poops of Hotel Mario. I'm calling it right now.
Oh
no. But yeah, so when I first started the movie, I was a little iffy on it. And going into the movie, because this is spoiler heavy, I feel like there were some things that they should have kept for the movie. I think Wart, Birdo, and Mauser should have been saved for the actual movie. Like, we already knew about Yoshi. I think those could have waited. I think that Fox, I do not know why they showed that a week early. That would have been the biggest and best surprise. That being said, Fox is awesome, and I want to go play Star Fox 64.
Fox is easily the best part of this movie. They just made him a Top Gun character.
Yes. Yes. Fox was awesome. I loved Fox in this movie. Don't get me wrong, Glenn Powell did awesome. Fox has my favorite scene in the movie. I think Yoshi deserves some credit, and it definitely, watching this movie, it felt great having Luigi not be in a cage. Like, Luigi being there with Mario the whole time really elevated this movie. I think when I was really thinking about it last night, I think I do like this movie more than the first one. Only because This is the Mario Brothers. Like, I've talked to some friends, and I know some people who prefer the first one because the first movie had a more cohesive plot, and it was kind of like, oh, Mario's got to go save Luigi. But even though Mario Galaxy is my favorite game of all time, and this is not a Mario Galaxy adaptation, I'll live. This doesn't delete the video game. This doesn't delete the legacy of Mario Galaxy. This doesn't ruin Rosalina as a character. She's suddenly not gonna be like, Nintendo's gonna see some negative PR and be like, oh man, we better shelve Rosalina, put Pauline in everything.
It is. I will say though, it is weird that for a movie titled Super Mario Galaxy, you know, based off the game that Rosalina debuted in. That is her debut game. That's what she's most known for. Whenever she appears in other Mario games, her identity is basically just Mario Galaxy. it's weird that despite that fact, she's barely in the movie. They instead took away screen time from her in order to give it to a character who's not even a Mario character.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. I know we're going to go down the line with all the stuff in this movie, but it is crazy because to like piggyback off of what you're saying, Rosalina's identity was so synonymous with Galaxy that I remember her being the easiest unlock in the world in Mario Kart Wii. As long as you have a Mario Galaxy save file, you get her for free. Like, yeah, like her identity. Yeah, I agree. And it even into Smash Brothers, like with her stage being like Mario Galaxy themed. She always has Luma with her. Even with the amiibo, like a lot of her moves are Galaxy themed when she's in Smash, and then I think what her final Smash is like a Grand Star exploding or something like. Yeah. So yeah, when you think Mario Galaxy, you think Rosalina, and people counted she is in 10 minutes and 40 seconds of this movie. She's
Good
like,
Lord. She is at the beginning, and then at the end. And that's it.
Yeah, at the beginning, at the end, you get, man, people, Rosalina fans are gonna be kind of miffed, but as miffed as I want it to be, because I do really like Rosalina as a character. She is a very interesting character. Yes, they jingled the keys in front of me and I clapped because they swapped. When Fox showed up and it swapped to 2D animation and it looked like those Star Fox Zero shorts and it's blasting the Super Nintendo Corneria music and showing Slippy Star Fox.
That was so good.
I stopped focusing on the movie. That scene was a detriment. I stopped focusing on the Mario movie for like 3 minutes because I was still thinking about that scene. I was like, oh yeah, a movie's going on. Like that, I blue screened. I actively blue screened.
Dude, that entire sequence, along with one of the post-credit scenes. You know, I'll say it's a very light post-credit scene, and there's 2 of them, so if you do plan to see this movie and you don't really care about spoilers, just a reminder, there are 2 post-credit scenes. And one of them is the big part of that is Fox just going home. Because they explain that the whole reason Fox is here in the first place is because he kind of summoned, while out on the mission in the Lilat system, he somehow ended up getting teleported to the Mario universe, which is why he's here in the first place. That post-credit scene is just him going back to the Lilat system. And the other part of that post-credit scene is something I'm gonna read, so.
Yeah, listen, I wasn't a big fan of the Luma, so knowing the fact that when I rewatch this movie, I can, because I'm not going to see this in theaters again. Movies are expensive. I'll wait for a DVD. I'll wait till I can watch it over and over and over again. Knowing the fact that I can watch the first part of that credit scene and then fast forward and pretend that that was the only part of that end credit scene, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be like, wow, the first one was Fox going home. That was what a setup, you know. What could the future lead for that? Nothing else happened. There wasn't a Blue Luma as a cop doing the stupid existential crap again from the first movie, and like it's like I don't get the appeal of this. It's not funny. It's just a little baby talking about death. Like,
yeah, that's what makes it funny, is how jarring it is.
Listen, I was reeling from, like I said, we're going to be all over the place. I was reeling from the fact that the Lord of Lightning from Mario Odyssey showed up. I was still I need to know your reaction when Bowser Jr. painted in the Mario Odyssey Dark Souls dragon decide to make an appearance.
My honest reaction was just me saying, "What?" That was it. That was my entire reaction to that, because it really is just kind of out of left field. Like,
you know what I would have liked to see if I had some control over the movie?
what?
We got Mega Leg, and we got Queen Bee, and I know that the enemy that Queen Bee makes Mario and Luigi use as a taxi is like the bosses. It's like the bugs that you like ground pound on in Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
I wish they would have embraced Galaxy a little bit. What if he had made like, because at first you see a little bit of a dragon, and I was like, oh, is that the Belly Belch? Is he gonna make the Galaxy 2 dragon? It would have been kind of cool if he made like Dino Piranha and like 2 other Galaxy bosses. Like, this movie sometimes, I don't even know why they just didn't call this Mario movie 2. Like,
I mean, that's basically what it is, because it has the exact level of plot that the first movie did, which is very little. Because here's the thing. With it being called Mario Galaxy, people were expecting more of the plot, which I understand. Again, like I said earlier, that is arguably the 3D Mario game with the most plot, aside from Sunshine. And yet, story-wise, like the way they handled the plot is in a very minimal sense, where it's like very little story, a lot of action, a lot of cameos, much like with the first movie, where you know, outside of small little moments here and there, overall the story was extremely light in favor of action and a bunch of Mario references. So in that regard, they really should have just called this Mario Galaxy. I mean, not Mario Galaxy, I apologize. Super Mario Brothers 2, especially when you take into account that despite it being called Galaxy, it barely has anything to do with Mario Galaxy.
I couldn't agree more. Like, you could have still had Rosalina and stuff in it, and the movie, not to its detriment, feels like a celebration of Mario. I mean, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite scenes in the movie now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to say, because of all the other cameos, I'd say this feels less like a celebration of Mario and more like a celebration of just Nintendo in general.
Specifically
like
old Nintendo. Specifically old Nintendo. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite scenes, which, even though I did not care for the music choices, I really did love the scene in Wart's casino, because my goodness, the fact that they got the detail down of every time he talked, bubbles came out. Like,
oh yeah. Did you notice how he was defeated?
Oh yeah, Peach choked him on a turnip. Peach choked him on a turnip. I'm surprised that Birdo and Mauser didn't get any lines. They were just there, but that's fine. They were just, I mean, if you want to be honest, they're following Mario 2. In that case, Birdo and Mauser are just henchmen, hench people to Wart. In that case,
yeah.
Like they just do his bidding. We got the crab. The only thing I'm surprised, we did not get the snake. We did not get the 5-headed snake.
Oh yeah, we didn't. We did get a pretty good fight scene with an army of ninjas, though.
That was awesome. That I love the animation of that scene. I like the fact that the casino, because they are technically in space, had a lot of like anti-gravity stuff where she was like running on walls, running on ceilings. Like the casino, like the slot machines would be like on a wall instead of just all on the ground. Like that, that scene was awesome, and I do look forward to whenever the soundtrack for this movie drops, because even though I was shaking my head to show my disapproval of lack of Mario 2 USA music, I was enjoying that Jump Up Superstar remix, that Jump Up Superstar Casino remix. I was like, it was like, if you're gonna replace Mario, yeah, it was surprising because there were a few places in this movie where, the music felt like pieces of it were missing, and I wonder if we're gonna get some bonus tracks, because I could have sworn that when Mario and Luigi got turned into babies, we were gonna get Yoshi's Island music, and we just didn't.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't think we got any Yoshi music, did we?
Nope. Unless you want to count Mario World, and that's about it. Like, because they did play. Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange that we didn't get any Yoshi's Island music, seeing as how Yoshi is here. But I guess they're leaning more into the Mario World angle than they are the Yoshi's Island angle, so it makes sense.
Man, okay, we gotta talk about this before we get into even some of the further stuff. Yoshi's a menace in this movie. Yoshi is a menace.
He is.
That bit where you get Yoshi's best scene is where it's like, Yoshi, how did you get here? Yoshi's Day in New York, subplot number 1. Yoshi's New York adventure, where he eats the dog from the first movie, and
he accidentally wrecks a dinosaur skeleton at the New York Museum, gets chased by the police, and eventually the FBI.
He eats Gordon Spike's pizza. He eats... I like how him and Commercial Lady were there. You know what? This is one thing that I have a small detriment against the movie. I would have loved another Martinet cameo, even if it's just like 2 seconds. Because when Bowser got turned big, they did this in the first movie. They like using the Bowser growls from the video games. Like when Mario stepped on me, went, "Roar!" It was like, oh, that's just from the game. That is like wholesale Bowser's roar from the video games.
Yeah.
But
how did you feel about that weird, like, character arc or whatever, where they were teasing the idea of Bowser being good, even though they immediately backtracked on it?
I think that could have easily been cut, and it would have helped make the movie feel less bloated. Because I'm surprised that Bowser Jr. just didn't get his dad when he first attacked the castle. Like, I'm surprised that I wonder if there's a cut where he just gets his dad back. And, like, I kind of wish that they hadn't done that, because you have this whole storyline of Bowser Jr. like trying to live up to his dad and make his dad proud and stuff like that. And then you have Bowser who's like, oh, I don't want to hurt Mario and Luigi. It's like, I don't necessarily care for that, because Bowser's Bowser. He doesn't need any convincing. He will hate Mario until the end of time. But you know what I actually would have liked if they did a spin on that, where he hates Mario but he likes Luigi. It would have been good.
Yeah. It kind of goes back to the video games where Bowser hates Mario, and more often than not, he tends to forget Luigi even exists.
Oh. Well, that would have been funny if maybe they even had a callback to Superstar Saga, where Bowser enlists Luigi as one of his minions, because he mistakes Luigi saying bye to Mario as his enthusiasm.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that storyline was odd. Bowser Jr. was... Okay, I want your thoughts on Bowser Jr. before I share mine. What did you think of Jr.? Because he really is the main antagonist, even over Bowser in this movie.
He is, and it's funny because usually I guess it's kind of a callback to Sunshine, where Bowser Jr. is the main antagonist, and we don't get Bowser until the end of the game, and even then, he still feels like an afterthought, even in that instance. So, I guess Bowser Jr. being the main antagonist in this movie might be a callback to that.
Yeah. I can't agree with what you're saying. Well, first of all, they're not. I'm gonna agree with you because they're not shying away on the sunshine stuff. We see Piantas, we see an EGAD symbol on the mug. Bowser Jr. has the paintbrush, and when Bowser shows off his weapons, Flood is right in there.
Oh yeah.
Like Flood was on full display, and I was like, how is Mario gonna be a janitor now? No.
That's the neat part. He isn't.
He is not till movie 3 where Mario wants to go on vacation. And although Luigi in Isle Delfino, I'm not gonna lie, is a fan of the video games, Luigi in Isle Delfino will be very uncanny. Like if he's like, hey Mario.
No, I'll just treat it as a callback to the mod / ROM hack Super Mario Eclipse, where Luigi is a playable character. So I don't know.
Are you saying Luigi doesn't get left in? You know what? As long as there's a bit in the Mario Sunshine movie where Mario has to go around and collect blue coins in order to buy his Shine Sprite, and it takes 10 minutes of real time in the movie, and you see him shout out some Call Me Johnny in paint, in water, in fire. If you just see the blue coins everywhere, you won't know. Yoshi's in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Have an unedited Mario riding Yoshi on the boat to go to part of the movie. Like, it doesn't cut away. You don't see what any other characters are doing. Have Mario and Yoshi's slow boat ride. Like, have 7 real-world minutes of Mario riding on a boat on Yoshi.
Yeah. But yeah. I'm gonna throw your question to me back at you. What were your thoughts on Junior?
I think the voice actor did a really good job. I think he nailed that. He nailed what I like about Junior as a character, because Junior's a little endearing guy, and the moments where he cares about his dad getting hurt reminds me of why I love Junior in Bowser's Fury.
Yeah.
Oh man, they kept using Wonder Junior. I'm surprised instead of doing Dry Bowser that they didn't just have him paint Bowser and turn him into Fury Bowser. That would have been kind of sick. But
that would have. Though I don't know why I get this weird feeling that like singing it.
Well, yeah. First of all, Bowser has to get his skin back because, spoiler alert, Mario melts him. Listen. Anyone who's played a video game knows that is a recipe for disaster. When those two step on a bridge and Bowser's like, oh, look at my axes, and there's a bridge over lava, I'm like, Bowser, what are you doing? You know how this ends. You know how this goes.
Well, okay, to be fair, this is a different continuity. Bowser didn't know that was gonna happen.
Now he knows. If he does it again, shame on him. If he does it 7 more times, then shame on him. But
I do like how they kind of alluded to this earlier in the movie. And when I say earlier, I mean like it's still like near the climax. It's specifically when they get to Planet Bowser, which is just World 8 of Super Mario 3D World, the theme park level. They do kind of allude to Dry Bowser being a thing, as when you see the Koopa Troopas on the roller coaster, and then it goes into the lava, and they just come out as dry bones.
Yeah, I know that they have that gag from the first movie where there's a Koopa Troopa who's like, Bowser, what if she doesn't like you? And he fries him, and he turns into a dry bones, and he goes, "Point made." Like, yeah, like they imply in the movies, no, this is cartoon logic. They will just be skeleton turtles. Even in the very beginning of the movie, they imply about dry bones, because they have that scene in the desert with the dry bone head is trying to eat the Goomba. And then Mario and Luigi run both of them over. But going back to Bowser Jr., I think he served his purpose. I think he did what he does in the games, and I look forward to seeing what they're gonna do with him again in the movie, because I would say that the games have shown that he's never incompetent, because in the games he pilots the clown car, he was Shadow Mario, like he's a little butt, he is a little booger, and he was there in the movie, like, obviously, yeah.
Bowser Jr. has always been extremely competent. In some cases, he even takes over as the main antagonist over his dad. So, yeah, no, he was handled as expected in this movie.
I think that they left room up for something else, though, because Bowser's like, "Oh, I haven't seen Junior in so long. I dropped him off at boarding school." I think that might be where the Koopalings are. There's a chance that that's where they could be. That they're still in boarding school. And they could bring them back for a third or all Super Mario 3. Make the whole... combine Princess Peach Showtime. They're putting on a stage play. And then Bowser and the Koopalings show up. And then a bunch of royals from other planets show up. And they start turning them into dogs. Best movie ever.
Oh, God. I can actually kind of see that happening, too.
Yeah, let's go. Super Mario 3. We get the boot. We get the Tanuki suit again. I want the cape to actually be in a movie, because the cape was at the very end of this movie. I was like, come on. I was like, save that.
They had two flip power-ups from Mario in this movie. The Red Star from Galaxy, as well as the cape.
Man, you are just proving, and us talking about this is just proving how Galaxy is such an afterthought in this movie, because I had already forgotten that the Red Star showed up. I remembered about the drill and the cloud and Yoshi getting inflated, but I think it's time, before we talk about Fox and some of the other stuff we like in the other end credit scene, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's talk about the big reveal concerning Peach's storyline and Rosalina.
I don't know how I feel about them just making Rosalina Peach's older sister, and they were separated at birth. But at the same time, I kind of get where they're coming from, because the original concept of Rosalina, before she became the character that we all know and love, was that she was supposed to be related to Peach in some way, shape, or form. And then that idea was obviously dropped, and so I feel like them making her Peach's older sister in the movie might be a callback to that original idea. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like that's what they were going for. It's still a weird decision, but I kind of get the logic of why they did it.
No, I mean, my thing is that them being related, I'm like, whatever. Anybody who's like, oh, this isn't like game accurate, blah blah blah, it's like, I'm sorry, but Sonic doesn't have a human family in the games. Like, Tom and Maddie don't exist.
Well, I believe the reason people are willing to look past that with Sonic versus Mario is because, unlike with the Mario movies, where they're just trying to be popcorn flicks, they have very little plot and they're more focused on action and references. The Sonic movies, while yes, they have a lot of action scenes, they have a lot of references to the games. They're also trying to tell actual stories. Like, they're trying to be an actual movie compared to the Mario movies. So, because of that, I think people are willing to look past those differences. That, and unlike with Mario, we've had multiple different interpretations of Sonic over the years, and they've never been confirmed to be the same character as much as it is just these are all alternate universes. The only time they confirmed that yes, this Sonic is the same as video game Sonic. Only time they've ever done that, as far as I know, is with the IDW comics, where they confirmed that yes, the IDW comics are in the same universe as the video games. They are canon to the universe. Meanwhile, with Mario, outside of like the live action movie and Super Show, it's always just been the same kid.
Yeah, it's always been like the games. The thing I will say about Sonic is that sometimes they do take things from the games and do make them a little different, like the fact that the Master Emerald isn't like this big glowing rock. It like stores all the Chaos Emeralds, or the fact that Sonic and his friends are basically aliens. Like, they are, like, all of them are aliens, including Shadow. But yeah, I do.
And keep in mind, that's only in the movie continuity, which is completely divorced from the video game.
Yeah.
The video game continuity, they're not aliens. They are from Earth. It's just that it's a version of Earth that has both humans and anthro furry.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So my thing with the Rosalina Peach thing is that, sure, this is just for the movies. I could be a little indifferent about that. Them being made out of Stardust, though, was where I was like, that seemed pretty lazy. Like, it could have been, like, their parents were, like, star people. Like,
okay, well, is it that they're made out of Stardust, or is it just they happen to have, like, galaxy powers?
Well, no, I don't care about the galaxy powers, because, like, here's
I mean, like, what I mean is, I don't think the movie was entirely clear on that. Or maybe they did just say it and I kind of glossed over it. I'm not entirely.
Oh, no, the movie said that they were made out of Stardust and that they just appeared and they were born from Stardust, so I'm like, that's the bit that I'm like, I feel like you couldn't have just written a fictional parent character or have their parents be like star people and they're tied to the Power Stars. Like, it's not that Power Stars haven't had personality. The Star Sprites or Star Spirit, it's Paper Mario, are right there, as well as Twink from Paper Mario 64, or Starlo, even from the Mario Luigi. So it could have just been Peach and Rosalina are Starbolt, and that's why they have power, because a lot of the games, especially the RPGs, imply that Peach, because she is so pure of heart, has some sort of like ultimate wish power that, like, when she teams up with star people, she can use. And a lot of times she is the one key to unlocking like a superstar or like the Bean Star and stuff like that. Like,
yeah. Especially the games, and I don't think it's like, oh, Peach has cosmic powers in the game too. I think they confirmed that Peach actually does have magic abilities. It's just kind of unclear of how they work because they're really inconsistent.
Yeah, it's like this is the only way I could put it. It's any fairy tale magic. Like, she just has it. She's good and wants to help people and take care of her kingdom and stuff like that. Like, but that twist was one that actually took me out of the movie. I was like, what? Like,
And keep in mind that this is a twist that comes like near the end of the movie. Like they kind of allude to it several times throughout the movie to the point where I think you could guess it like before they even get to that point, but it's still like it's one of those things where it's still kind of weird just because they've never been depicted in that way. But again, I kind of get why they did it. I just it's just a choice that I don't entirely
But let's get back to the fun stuff. Let's talk about the references, starting with the help desk helmed by Rob the Robot.
Yeah, it sure was. And it was more accurate with being incredibly.
Yes, he was. That's where I laughed. I know some people are like, oh, the Rob thing goes on too much, but I'm like, no, he's lore accurate. That is lore accurate Rob. That is like...
And just to be clear in this section, we'll talk about the standout references. We're not going to talk about all of them just because if we were to do that, we could do it all day.
Okay, Luigi using Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush to make Mr. Game & Watch. That was one of the biggest surprises for me. Like,
that one made me audibly laugh, which is something I never do when I go see movies. Not because, I'm devoid of joy. It's more so, I'm an introvert, so whenever funny stuff happens in movies, it just sort of, I'll chuckle because I don't want to bother everyone else around me by just outright laughing. But that one actually got me. I did audibly laugh.
Oh, me
I
too.
saw that.
Me too. I was like, they really went there. I was wondering what Game & Watch was going to do. I was like, is he going to turn into the squid? Is he going to turn into the...
I mean, he did more or less use his moveset from Smash Bros.
Yes, he did. I was like, that was a pleasant surprise. Rob, Game & Watch, Fox.
How did he, before we get to Fox, and then from there we'll wrap it up, but as a Pikmin, I have no opinions on this because I personally don't care about Pikmin, but how did you feel about their 5-second cameo?
Oh, the 5-second cameo. So I will admit that for a cameo, they paid a lot of attention to it. I'm worried why Olimar nor Louie were there, because I'm like, that's Olimar's ship. But the thing is that they are lore accurate size-wise, and Olimar, if he came out, would be the size of a Pikmin, because Olimar's planet is super tiny. But I appreciated it because they used the I don't know what the proper title for it is, but it's called the end of the day music. Like whenever you wrap up a day in Pikmin and they get back on the ship. And I really enjoyed that. It was 5 seconds. It was a little piece of candy in an already piece of candy movie. But I will, before we get to Fox, I will point out a quick few rapid fire ones. Bowser Jr.'s bedroom, he has a plushie of the Blue Rhino enemies from Wonder, and that's our King Caliente cameo because he has a stuffed animal of King Caliente. Our one Yoshi's Island reference is that in Bowser's little house, when he's tiny, one of his paintings is of the Yoshi's Island flowers. He did paint those. We get the Mario World map when Mario and Luigi go through that montage, which is actually one of my favorite bits, because they play the Mario 3 music and they defeated the Hammer Brothers by jumping under blocks under them. That was just a chef's kiss reference. That's one of the ones where they're playing the Mario 3 Hammer Bar music. I was like, I will always accept any Mario 3 music. Obviously, there was Kingdoms from Odyssey. We talked about the Lord of Lightning, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Super Scope, which people are saying is a reference to the first Mario movie because that was that turned people into monkeys.
Yeah, except in this case, instead of turning them into monkeys, it turned them into babies.
Monkey. And before we get to Fox, the last thing I'll say, well, this involves Fox, is you and me joked about this last night, but Luigi using Fox's radio to become a trucker. Luigi was hilarious in this movie. He had a couple lines that made me chuckle, but I think my favorite Luigi moment is him being a trucker with Fox. This is big old stranded on this planet. Needs some.
Now, with that all out of the way, let's get to the best character easily. Fox, also known as this movie's equivalent to Han Solo. What was your reaction to this? Because every single time Fox was on screen, I was just smiling like a little kid. I genuinely felt like a kid again. Every single scene he was in.
Feelings mutual, bud. Star Fox 64 is one of my favorite video games of all time. One of my favorite video game songs they played multiple times, the SNES Corneria theme, which is a good pick. That was a good pick for Fox music, because that song is so good. Literally, when I came home from the movie yesterday, I started listening to the Corneria theme, like the Smash rendition of it from Smash, and I loved it. And then when it showed the other crew members and that artwork, and you got like Slippy's profile picture from Star Fox 64, and you saw the whole crew, and it's playing the music, and you saw the ship. I think that ship that he was fighting was the one from Corneria, right? The "Who are you guys? Where's Star Fox?"
That was from Star Fox 64. Yeah.
Yep, that was, which is also from Star Fox SNES, because I think that was still the boss at the end of Corneria and the SNES game also.
It was, yeah.
Yes. The ships, those were Andros' ships. They had the little white and red, the red cockpits and the white wings. I was hyped, and as I mentioned earlier, I just stopped focusing on the movie because I was thinking about after Fox was off screen, when Mario and Luigi are talking about who's dating the princess, that stupid subplot, that stupid Mario wanting to get a date, and that stupid bit where she goes to hug him and he offers her a handshake, and Luigi just Luigi's like, I'm just gonna...
Dude, you fumbled the ball.
He's like...
She literally gave you the ball and you just dropped it. Way to go.
He dropped it so hard. He dropped it so hard. But with Fox, every scene he's in, I love. Like, if you made me pick, like, what did I love about the movie? I would say Fox, Luigi, and Yoshi, as well as all of the references. And then Bowser Jr. and Peach are on the next tier, because Peach had some really good scenes. She was using that parasol the way she's meant to, like from video games. Like, the way Peach's parasol is used. I'm going to backpedal really quick. I appreciate all of the SNES pixel art in this movie and Mario World pixel art. Nice little callback to Yoshi's first appearance, and Bowser Jr. cheats at Mario Maker. I loved the Mario Maker reference. Who's going to tell Bowser Jr. that he can't upload that level? You can't just make a wall of thwomps, dude. You can't do that.
It's Bowser Jr. He's expected to cheat at something.
Oh my gosh, the look on him and Bowser's faces when Mario and Peach got over the wall of thwomps, though. Where they're just like... that's not fair, but... So yeah, Fox, though. Fox driving the Comet Observatory sounds like something that people probably have wanted forever. Fox driving Rosalina's ship. I wish Toad wasn't the one who said do a barrel roll. I wish Luigi said that. I wish Luigi had been the one to say do a barrel roll. Because I would have. But, man, Fox is so cool. Star Fox is such a good series.
I've said this, like, off mic and stuff, but if they do a wave 2 of Mario Galaxy figures and Fox gets one, oh yeah, no, I'm getting that one.
I'm gonna get one. I want that, and if we're just gonna predict it right now, I wouldn't mind Frog Suit Luigi. That was a fun scene. I wouldn't mind Frog. I think Frog Suit Luigi would be fun because what the current wave is Mario, Rosalina, Bowser Jr., Yoshi. So Luigi didn't get a wave 2 figure. So Frog Suit would be oh man, if they made a Wart action figure and it came with Birdo and Bowser, I might have to jump on that, because how often does Mario 2 USA get merged? That's
almost never.
Yeah, I would. Oh man, overall this movie is really fun, but I think there's one more thing to talk about.
Before we wrap up, for me, I kind of saw this coming, but since you are a massive fan of this character, what did you think of the second post-credits scene?
Let me paint the picture for the viewers at home. Ukiki, who's up to no good, 0 out of 10. He didn't steal Mario's hat, and Mario didn't die in the middle of the movie. It's very unfortunate. Where's that cut of the Mario Galaxy movie? The stolen hat cut. But Ukiki, who had already stolen stuff beforehand, and that led towards Casino. He's up to no good again. He's stealing from the little wood people from Galaxy 2, and a gloved fist, punches him in the face, and he goes, "Thanks, princess," and lo and behold, it's Daisy. One of my favorite Mario characters, tied with like Mario, Luigi, Peach, tied with all of them for first. If I had to pick, probably Luigi and Daisy are my favorites, followed by Bowser. But yeah, it was Princess Daisy. Oh my goodness. And I saw a post on socials that made me glad I saw the movie, because people are spoiling this movie like crazy. People are spoiling the scene. They said, the Mario movies all have had character lore accurate introductions. Pauline being a mare, Princess Peach looking after her kingdom, Rosalina taking care of her children, Daisy punching an armed robber in the face.
I mean, yeah, no, that's accurate. That is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. Movie 3 is gonna be the best Mario movie. I'm gonna have the 2 3s. I'm gonna have Shadow the Hedgehog, and I'm gonna have Shadow talking about Revenge Block, and I'm gonna have Daisy doing Daisy. Hi, I'm Daisy. Give me the movie now. And to quote Barney when he wins for The Simpsons, not Barney the dinosaur. And chuck it to my veins. Just.
But yeah, I outside of that was cool. I don't really have anything to say about that post-credit scene. Not because I don't care. It's more so I kind of figured Mario Movie 3 was gonna feature Daisy in some capacity. I'm curious as to if they're just gonna lean all the way into the whole Mario Land shtick and also give us Wario, maybe Waluigi. But
okay. What if instead of, because here's something I want for movie 3. I told you this last night, and I'm gonna say this. They can't for a third movie. No one gets captured. None of that. They did it with Luigi. They did it with Rosalina. You actually said it best last night, Bud, where it's not even characters getting captured. it's characters that no one wants to see getting captured in these movies. Like, no capturing in 3. The only thing I want captured is my nostalgia and my sense of wonder. And you know what? I'm gonna go off of what you said. They should combine Mario Land 1 and 2, and the movie should open with Wario stealing Mario's house.
No. It should open with Wario taking over Daisy's kingdom, so then she goes and gets help from Mario and the others to go and take it back from Wario. Or this could be a case of mistaken identity, since Mario is she travels to the Mushroom Kingdom thinking that, that Mario's Wario, tries to fight him, and then realizes, wait, no, you're a different person. And then explains that Wario is holding her kingdom captive, and she needs help or something like that.
And it takes control of Mario's mind in the middle of the movie by dropping a bucket on his head.
I can see that.
I at least want the it doesn't have to mind control him. It could just be the buckets on his head and he gets hurt. But I know.
Actually, mind control would kind of work in that scenario, just because Wario, when he was first introduced as the main antagonist of Wario Land 3, not Wario Land 3, I'm sorry, Mario Land 2, a lot of the ads were leaning in heavily with the idea of Wario as a hypnotist and is trying to mind control the audience, the player, into losing on purpose.
What if, I don't want to put this out there, but how would you feel if, because you saw what they did with Mario 2, they had Mauser, they had Birdo, they had Wart. What if Captain Syrup showed up in the 3rd movie?
That would be amazing.
The Captain Syrup, that's what I want to see. I want to see Captain Syrup. I want to see Mario and friends going on an adventure with Daisy, and I want to see Daisy use some power-ups, because she uses power-ups in Wonder. I like your idea. Wario takes over Daisy's kingdom. It becomes SpongeBob SquarePants the movie, because he just starts putting buckets on people's heads, and he's defeated power of as a reference to DDR Mario Mix, he's defeated by the power of rock and roll.
Before we wrap up, I just want to say, if you heard Homecoming's audio cut out here and there, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that editing-wise, because that's just Discord, unfortunately. But Homecoming, thanks for chatting about.
Oh wait, was it like the whole episode, or was it like
No. It was like small little bits here and there, but overall you're fine.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to get that out there. Let the audience know why you were cutting out. It's not Homecoming's audio. It's Discord people. Anyway, thanks for coming on as usual to chat about the Mario Galaxy movie. Next time Homecoming is back, which will probably be sometime next week. I don't know. We'll be talking about box arts, like Nintendo 64 box arts. We'll be ranking them. Yeah, it'll be a fun time. Anyway.
No. Next time I'll be back, I'll see you for Sonic 4. I'll see you for Sonic.
It's not going to be that long. It's not going to be that long.
I gotta say this really quick before we sign off. My movie theater knew what it was doing. They played that Sonic 4 teaser before the Mario movie. When I saw it, I was like, I know what you're doing. You're trying to bring the rivalry back.
Is it the same teaser that's already online? Because unfortunately, I missed a lot of the previews.
So my movie theater played, so they played the Minions and Monsters, because of course, elimination. They played the DreamWorks trailer for that Forgotten Island, the Supergirl trailer that had just aired a couple days ago, so that was cool. But yes, it was the Sonic teaser that was already online. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, they're trying to start the rivalry back up again. They're trying to start the...
Well, okay, Sega has been trying to start the rivalry back up again. I don't think Nintendo cares.
Oh my gosh. The fact that Sega wants Sega's like, we can go back. We can go back.
Well, I mean, look, Sonic has been getting better and better lately, so there's a chance he might be back on Mario's level again. He ain't there yet, but he's getting there.
We would be if they didn't cancel Mania 2. Yeah, I said it. Okay, wrap it up. Yeah, I said it, and I'll say it again.
Yeah, you sure did say it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you for the next video. Bye-bye.